them right now already knows our condition. They help us. They are trained anyway on giving us medicines, and they are aware of HIV and AIDS. And my advocacy for all of you, for the seafarers, and for the spouses, and for individual organizations here, that let's fight for our rights. And I hope the thorough testing for your HIV and AIDS, and even if there's positive people living with HIV, they will be allowed to go work abroad, because here in the Philippines, although I'm positive, I'm still working. We have the law, but the law that does not apply abroad. And also, I would like to call on for those here who cannot work abroad, and calling for the integration of FW here, because sometimes the seafarers cannot go abroad because they are not allowed to. So I'm calling for integration of OFW here in the Philippines so that they can continue their work. That's all. Thank you very much.
Sharing this story. I think if you try to pick a few words from what she's saying, she talked. We see that HIV is not only an issue of men. I think for a long time we talked about HIV as a men's issue. Again, going back to Igor's point, at this moment, more women are getting infections than men. And this is a living example that when we talk about HIV program, we should not only talk about men and HIV. We should also involve family members. We should also involve spouses like Christine. She also talked about losing a job because of the HIV status. And still there is mandatory testing going on. I think she challenged us as trade union to fight for our rights. If I am fit to work, I should do my job. The point here, am I fit to do my duty? Am I fit to do my responsibility? If I can do my responsibility, if I do my job, I should get a job irrespective of status. So I think, thank you very much, Christine, for sharing your point. We're going to come back to you how we can work together. Now we hear from young people's perspective, we hear from women's perspective as spouse of a seafarer. We want to hear from a welfare perspective, organization that's working on the welfare of the seafarers. So we have Buli, who is the regional coordinator for this region, for ICSW, to share his experience and share his story with all of us.
Thank you, Doctor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all awake at this time. Okay. Well, my name is Buri, and Southeast Asia Coordinator for the International Committee on Civil Welfare, or ICSW. So we are here with several families from this region. And so today, Dr. asked me to share our experience regarding the HIV campaign. Actually, as I know, and I think we believe that a lot of agencies, a lot of institutions, bodies around the world keep campaigning regarding the anti-HIV. It's around the world, I believe. But then, we don't know each other. So the ICSW, as our board members, comes from several different stakeholders, including the shipping industry, shipping owner, unions, and whoever, the government body, and whoever interested in dealing with welfare for civilians. So we like to campaign regarding the HIV, regarding the welfare in common together. So I think it's more efficient, more effective to do together than we did apart. So, and in global, the International Committee on Civil Welfare, the ICSW, our main concern is to providing the welfare for the seafarers and their families around the world. And since 2007, we have a regional program here in the Southeast Asia. This will be end next year, but the leaders decided to continue the program for next 2 years. And then during these 4 years, it's a couple of times we have an event. Also, we have twice a year meetings and some programs every year. And some of the programs also we put the HIV campaign on the agenda. From my place, because I want to share with you, this is what we are doing in my country, for Indonesia. So we have like annual seafarers seminar every year, active seafarers seminar. And of course we invite all the family comes to the seminar for 2 or 3 days seminar. And then we have like simulations regarding the HIV thing. So it comes from the union side. And then from the other side, from the government's body, we have the National Committee for the HIV. So we work together with them to come to the seafarers community around the port, on the local port. It's like twice a week. So all the materials come from the government side, and some come from the union. Dr. Afif will send us the material, the leaflet. So we come to the port and to the seafarers community around the port, just to tell them, to explain them about the HIV things. So it's keep going until today. So we keep giving an update to the governments and to the related organizations dealing with us. And I think next week they will have seafarers seminar in Cebu. It's come from Amazon and seafarers, I'm sure. And then the HIV campaign team from us will be there to campaign about the HIV in Cebu next week, in front of the seafarers of that seminar. So hopefully the HIV campaign, we can do it together, not apart, not like every stakeholder doing by themselves. So they don't know us. And the ICSW have a couple of programs regarding the HIV, including so we produce this is the guidelines, we call it STI, sexually transmitted infections. So we produce this annually, and then some brochure and leaflets. I think you'll have it in exhibition place for this kind of materials. So this is Dr. Asif that he was on board. This is him also. And so this we produce this periodically. We always produce new things. So this is the other one. So you all might have it in the exhibition booth of the ISA. So and we believe because of the long separations of the families and friends, seafarers. So the various potential health issues also become from the seafarer side. So this is the first seafarers family conventions. And for the next conventions, we will have special sessions regarding the HIV. So it's more concerned about how to prevent the infection of HIV. So I think thank you, Dr. Asif.
Thank you, Budi. I think you made a very important point that we need all to work together. I think the point that I learned from Budi that everybody needs to play their part as an organization taking care of the welfare issue, talk about working with the government, talk about working with the union. I think everyone needs HIV is of such a magnitude that nobody can solve it. The government doesn't have the capacity on its own to solve the issue. We all need to play together and act together to solve this problem. In this regard, I think we have the right person to share the experience. Our next person who's going to share our experience or story is Margot, who is the ILO AIDS HIV spokesperson. Because we heard about HIV as a workplace issue, heard about HIV positive losing job. I will request Margot to share shortly in brief about our perspective of HIV as a workplace issue.
Thank you very much, Dr. Asi. And good afternoon. Thank you very much, and thank you for the organizers of this event for giving the International Labour Organization a venue for which we can share our messages and advocacy regarding HIV and AIDS. Well, first of all, I'd like to start with a story. I just got off the phone this morning with a friend who's HIV positive, and who is acting as one of the counselors for newly infected people who need to be counseled, with HIV. And he told me that one of his new patients is a 23-year-old seafarer, just been on board a ship once. He was supposed to board again, but unfortunately his HIV test came out positive. Sayang, diba? Maraming opportunities na nasayang. But what ILO is saying is that it doesn't matter if you are HIV positive or not. It doesn't matter. Your productivity and your skills are what's important. And in that case, this is something that ILO is really fighting for. We've been fighting for it, that employment should not be influenced by perceived or actual status of HIV status of a person. Because today, many of our HIV positive people, like our speakers earlier, Igor and Christy, they continue to be productive, and many of them are continuing to be productive. And that's what the ILO is advocating for, that there should be no discrimination or stigmatization of people with HIV, especially in the workplace. But of course, for maritime, there are very particular issues for the maritime industry, because we cannot only talk about the workplace here. It becomes a global issue when we start talking about maritime industry. Now, based on the history of the epidemic in the Philippines of HIV, in the 80s and the 90s, it was often the migrant workers that was infected with HIV. But in the recent years, this past decade, since 2007, we've been getting more and more. And like what Igor said, our numbers right now are showing that we have 5 to 6 cases per day for this year. And there are growing concerns, especially that the spread, the transmission of HIV is domestic. We know now that it is mostly domestic, but it does not mean that HIV transmission among migrants is decreasing. Only in terms of percentage that the local transmission is getting ahead of transmission from migrant workers. Now, ILO, in its pursuit of decent work agenda, would like to call on the employers, first of all, to turn HIV and AIDS into a workplace issue, to recognize that it is a workplace issue, because only then can you start putting action into addressing this. If we are concerned with our occupational safety and health concerns, why shouldn't we be